Let's talk about pre-foreclosures, how to find, fix, and flip pre-foreclosures. You want to find these pre-foreclosures on auction.com. You can go in there and pick out your city and state and everything and make a list of all the properties you're interested in. You can get them off of Zillow also, right? Or you can go to another free site called propwire.com. Propwire.com will give you the comps, letting you know what the house is worth. And, you can go on Redfin or Zillow or Realtor.com and get comps also, just so you know what the value is, right? But after you find them, and then you want to contact these people. You want to mail them a letter. You want to call them on the phone. You want to send them a text. You want to send them a video text. You want to go past the house and leave a note on the door. You want to check with the neighbors to see if they even still live there. Sometimes they pass away, right? Which is good deals too. Then all you got to do is find out who the personal representative is and or the executor, which I can help you with that too, right? But that's the best ways to contact them. And sometimes you can even go on Facebook or IG to reach them. You can get their emails. Like when you look up their phone number on truepeoplesearch.com or fastpeoplesearch.com, they'll give you their emails. So once I contact them, right, whichever way I contact them, I say the same thing, right? I just introduce myself and I tell them why I'm there because I saw online that they having headaches from the bank, and I specialize helping people in that situation to keep their house if they want to keep their house. I'm just here to help. But the first step for them to keep their house is to call a mortgage company. Like I always have them do a 3-way call, right? To let the mortgage company tell them what's available to them, what their options are, right? If they don't have the money to bring it current to church, or they can't borrow the money from somewhere, I always tell them, we need to do that first. I get on a 3-way with them along with their bank and just ask the bank, how can they keep their house? Can they offer them a forbearance agreement, a loan modification, a partial payment, a remodification, a recast loan or something? Whatever's available to them, I try to get them to share that with us on the phone so that owner will know what's available to them. More times than not, like once we get off the phone, once we get the options, the only option for them to do is to bring it current, and they don't have the money to do that. They don't have the resources. So I just go into selling mode, right? I just tell them, hey, look, this happens to a whole lot of people. Sometimes you just got to move on in life, right? I just tell them I can help them find a rental, right? I can get them free credit repair, and I can get the house sold for them, right? All they got to do is just cooperate, right? And sometimes I can just take over their payments, right? I'll take over their payments and just, use the house as a rental or something. That's if you want to be a landlord. And then if the house needs some work or something, right? And this is another option for you too. You could just partner with the seller instead of getting a loan or whatever, or using your money to buy the house. All you got to do is have money to fix it up, right? And then you and that seller will settle up once the property closes, right? That's another option. Or you could just do a double close if you already got a buyer. And I can help you with that too. You buy it one day and sell it the same day to somebody else. There's folks out here that will loan you the money for one day for 1%. Or you could just get a hard money lender you know, and fix it up and sell it. That's if you got 10% of your own money. You know, you can always partner with somebody if you want, you know. Um, if you don't want to do that, you know, maybe you got good credit or something, you can get a FHA 203K renovation loan or something, or a conventional 3% down a home style loan. Or if you're a veteran, you can get a VA loan. They get up to $50,000 a rehab loan, right? Those just some ways how you can, you know, fix the house up and sell it, right? And then all you got to do is just wash, rinse, and repeat, right? But there's a few other ways how you can make money with foreclosures too, right? Like the first step is contacting the owner, right? You know, and then the second step is um, trying to work something out with them, you know, to sell a house to you, right? And then, or either if you got money, you can even loan them money, you know, and just had the paperwork written up so to cover yourself. You can loan them the money to stop the foreclosure, right? And just have an ironclad agreement with them that if they, you know, if they miss a payment, that, you know, the house comes to you, right? You know, you could do that if you like, right? But that's just some ways for you to keep the house. And then another way is the surplus funds. When you down at the auction, you already know what they owe because that's what the opening bid is. Say if it sells for a lot more than that, and then you can go back to that same seller and say, hey, I can get you some money that the government owes you. You know, I don't tell them everything because then they'll do it without you, right? But I tell them that they still got money due to them from the government. And if we can get an agreement, I can get that money for them. Normally, I ask for 20% and they get 80% for the surplus funds, right? And then, you know, after you do that, and then if you still want the house, you know, you can get it from the REO when the bank takes it back. You know, I have a system for getting deals from the bank with the REOs, right? You know, you can get those at a pretty good deal too if you just stay on top of it. But if this information help you any, just like, share, comment, subscribe.